Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to learn the art of bust caging. So I'm going to do this on a princess dart, because if you can do it on a princess dart, then you can actually do it on an off-shoulder bustier. So here is the princess bustier of the princess bodies that I just cut out. So after cutting on the main fabric, you will cut out lining. The lining will be double, like you will have the main lining and the lining for the caging. So here is the bone. I'm using a Regina bone, so you can see it has a rough body. So this lining will be two, the main lining and the other lining that you will use to turn. So after joining them, I notched, and please add a soft interface or a tissue gum to your fabric and to your main lining. It will give it stability. So remember, like I said, you have double lining for this one is for the caging, and you have another lining for turning the bustier. So right now, after notching, I'll open up all my seam allowance and I will iron. So this seam allowance ironing is very important. So if you want to add a soft pad to this, you can add it. It is actually fine, but I don't have that for now. So using your tailor's ham or your breast ball, like we call it, you iron all the seam allowance. You can see that they are open. So after that, I will go ahead and mark my lines. First of all, your first line should be at your underbust. You can see I notched my underbust area. So this first line that I'm marking is at the underbust. This caging, this bone should not cross this underbust. It should not go below the underbust. Then you curve it a bit. You can see the way I'm curving the line, like it will be facing up a bit. Then one line at the center. Then you have another one inside that princess that curve. Then you also add another line. Like when it comes to this bust caging, you are free to add as much bones as you want. It depends on how much you can take, because sewing this can be hard. So it depends on how many you want, but you can add as much as possible. So I have one at the center, two at the sides. Then I also have another horizontal line that crossed my bust point. One must surely cross your bust point, one will cross the under bust, the other one will cross the bust point. So if you want, you can also add another line at the top, let's say 3 inches or 4 inches above your bust point, though it depends on the type of neckline you are sewing. So if you want, you can add another horizontal bone at the upper part. Like I said, it depends on the type of neckline you are sewing, but for this I will not add the other one. This line that I'm marking right now, I don't want to add a bone so that it will not affect my V neckline. I don't know if you understand. So right now I'll move to my sewing machine and I will show you guys how to add these bones. And if you are buying a bone, please buy the soft Regina bone. You know, we have the hard one and we have the soft one. So this one that I bought is the hard one, and using it was very difficult. I like sharing my experience and mistakes with you guys. So first of all, I will run a bone inside that breast, that princess, that curve around the bust point, around the breast area. You can see where I'm adding it, and all your bones must stop at the under bust. Please, it should not cross your under bust, because it will be very hard. The fitting will not be balanced. So you can see I added one inside the princess that line. So you know, if you are sewing a Regina bone, you will run 2 stitches on it, one on the right side and one on the left. So I am done running the first stitch. I will go ahead and run the second stitch. So this one that I am running right now is the second stitch. I don't know if you understand. Please buy a soft Regina bone. I know why I'm saying this, because working with this one was very hard for me. Please learn from my mistake. So after doing that, you can see what I have there. I have 2 lines. I'm using a contrast thread so that you guys can see the lines and everything. You guys can see the details. That's why I'm using an orange thread. So I'll go ahead and add another bone inside the left princess dart line, you can see. And if you are sewing, please make sure that no part of this fabric is folded. Like, make sure that everything is smooth as you are sewing. Be shifting the fabric with your finger so that it will be relaxed. Make sure that everywhere is relaxed, because any mistake can affect the shape of this bust cage. So you can see I am done with that one, and I ran a second stitch at the side, so you can see what I have. It is taking shape gradually. So this is taking shape gradually. So after that, I will add another one at the center. And if you are making a deep neckline, this should not reach your neckline. It should come down, like it should come down by like 1 inch from your neckline. You can see the second one also stopped at the under bust. So as you are joining, please be trimming as well. So the center one is set. I'll go ahead and add the ones at the side. So you can see how I curved that side part. Please ensure you curve it. And this is why I said you should buy a soft bone, because bending this bone was actually very hard for me. But had it been I bought a soft Reggiline bone, it would be very easy for me to manipulate. I can bend it the way I want it to be, but I actually managed this one. So this one is the one at the left side of the center bone, at the left side. So after doing that, I will trim and I will repeat my stitch on the other side. So after fixing this one, I will go ahead and fix the other side as well. Please, as you are sewing, make sure that everything is okay and they should not cross the under bust line. So that is for that one. The next thing is to fix the other side. You can see this one is curved, so I'm adding the vertical ones first of all. Though if you are fixing these bones, I don't think there is any particular order for fixing them. It depends on how you want it, and anyhow that will make it easy for you, you will just do that. So this one right now is for the under bust. So you can see how I'm sewing, and you can see that it will get to a point where the vertical and the horizontal lines will intersect. I don't know if you get. So when you reach there, just stop pedaling. Use your hand to like move the needle past them, like you move the needle so that it will not cut your thread. You can see if I get to that point where they intersect, I will slow down. Just move your needle slowly so that you can sew on them without cutting your thread. So you can see when I reached the side, I curved a bit. So for this side bone, from the princess dart, the bone should extend to the side by like 4 inches. Highest 4 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches is okay, but anything above 4 inches will be too much. It should not really curve the way you want it to be. So from the dart, extend the bone by like 4 inches or 3 inches. So this one is for the under bust bone, and I am done sewing that one. So after this horizontal, this is the first horizontal bone that I am adding. So after adding this one, I will go ahead and add another one to the center. This one at the under bust and the one that will cross the bust point is very, very important. And as you are sewing, please be stretching your fabric so that it will not fold. Like I said, this under bust bone and this one that I'm placing right now that cross the bust point, they are very, very important. So had it been my bone is soft, I would have bended them so that they will meet each other at the side, but I couldn't. So right now I'll go ahead and sew. As you are sewing, please be shifting your fabric so that nowhere will be folded. So you can see when I reached the point where the bones intersected, I had to like turn my needle by myself so that it will not cut. So you can see how I'm taking it slowly. So I am done sewing, and this is what I have. So if you want to add another one at the upper bust, you can do that. So looking at it from the outside, this is what I have. You can see the lines, they are looking so neat. So this is all I have for now, but if you want to add more vertical bones or more horizontal bones, it is up to you, but I guess you guys understood the concept. So after doing this, you will have to iron this bone, because you know that bones can be very hard. So if you want, you can just hold down a small bone between the two vertical bones there, so that it will not cross the midpoint, like it will not cross that neckline area. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So right now I'll go ahead and iron these bones. Like you can see, after ironing they will be fine and curvy. So this is what we have at the end of the day. So right now I'll go ahead and place my fabric on top. You can see how I placed the lining. I'll also go ahead and place my fabric on top of that lining. This one is the first lining for the caging. You will have another lining for turning this. So I'll go ahead and run a stitch at the neckline and at the side. So that is what I'm going to do. So after doing that, you place your tailor's ham under it and you will iron. So if you have a hemming gum, you should place a hemming gum in between that bust cage and the fabric itself. Like just place the hemming gum in between, then you go ahead and iron down very, very well. So that hemming gum will actually help so that the fabric will not be shifting from the bust cage. So that is all, guys, for today. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe. Click on the notification bell as well, so that if I upload any video, you will be the first to get notified. So here is what we have at the end of the day. Bye.